Do not discard mall brands. Some of these brands are making me the most money. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top brands and categories from January of 2022 selling on Poshmark and eBay, and then sharing with you guys the actual items that sold so you can keep an eye out for these. And they're not all high-end designer luxury. Yes, some of them are, but a lot of them are bread and butter type brands, and they can make you money as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with my January numbers. Actually, rewind a minute. If you're new to the channel, I'll give you just a little bit of background at what we are looking at. I am a reseller on Poshmark and eBay. I work roughly 15-20 hours a week. January, I didn't really work at all. I'll link the video up here of kind of what was going on, but we had COVID. I was single parenting. The kids were on break. There was a lot going on, so I wasn't working a ton. You'll see that reflected in my January numbers, but typically I work about 15 hours when the kids are at school. I have a preschooler, so he's half day kid free time. That's when I'm working on social media, reselling, and all of that. I do have a virtual assistant, which yes, that absolutely allows me to work less hours. I will link the video up here on my virtual assistant process. And if it's something that would be useful for you, figuring out the money behind that. I sell mainly women's clothing, shoes, and purses. However, most of this channel is based off of how to resell on eBay and Poshmark and how to make money. Today, I'm sharing brands and categories, but I will look at my numbers and I teach you how to look at your numbers as well. So it's definitely beneficial even if you don't sell the same category as me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And then I think that's it. Liquidation, a little bit. I'm getting out of liquidation and more into thrifted and bins. Different reasons for that. I will link a video up here on my strategy and why I know it's working by increasing or by doing more thrifted and bins and less liquidation. But that's kind of the mix of what my closet is, so you kind of know what we're looking at going into it. We're going to be looking at the Sarah Styles Sales and Trends dashboard, and I actually did not set that up. So let's do this. Is that it? There we go. So this is the Sarah Styles Sales and Trends dashboard. It's a Google sheet I made and I use it, and I actually have it. It's just a template, so you can use it as well. It's down below with a coupon code. You can purchase it. You don't have to buy a new one every year. You just enter it and track and manage your inventory, and then you'll have access to the same charts and graphs that I'm going to be showing in today's video. Just a quick touch on how my January ended. I will link a video on my January. I go really in depth into these numbers and my strategy and what's going on. But just really quick, I was 87% of my goal. I set a goal of $10,000 a month. I was 87% of my goal. We're not getting to it, but $8,796 sold in January. I sold $249, and my average cost of goods for January is $6.61, meaning my average profit is $28.71. So that's kind of how I ended my January. Let's go ahead and look at inventory. Top brands and categories. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top categories, and then we'll look at my top brands, and then I will show you actual items that sold on Poshmark and eBay in January that contributed. So these categories and these brands. So what we're looking at is categories by profit, and profit being just taking out cost of goods. This is not taking out my expenses. It's not taking out shipping and fees. It's not taking out saving for taxes. If you want more information on that level of business, I do a monthly video of how much money do I make, and I go over my profit and loss statement. So I go in and show you shipping and fees and expenses and cost of goods and how much I save for taxes. So there's a playlist if you want to check out some old ones, or make sure to subscribe to see the one that's going to be coming out for this month. So we're looking at categories, profit. If you're new to the channel, this is going to be a little bit, I show this chart a lot, but if you're new, you're going to have your sell-through rate, which is just how many items you've sold out of how many items that you have for sale. This is a very important metrics to look at, because if you just look at quantity sold, it's hard to tell how it's performing, right? If I have 100 pairs of shoes and I sold 100 pairs of shoes, that's a killer sell-through. I've sold every single pair of shoes that I have. If I've sold 100 pairs of shoes and I have 1,000 pairs of shoes, now I've only sold 10% of my shoes. And that's why it's important to look at your sell-through rate and not your quantity sold, because it's going to depend on how many you have if that quantity is actually a good indicator of how it's performing. So we're looking at your sell-through rate here. And then down at the bottom, we're looking at my average profit. So looking at this chart, if you look up in here, this is going to be my below categories because I have a high sell-through rate. So I'm selling a lot of what I'm purchasing and they're selling at a high price. Ideally, I would love all of my items to be up here. Realistically, that's not the case. So bags is up here, and we're going to get into brands that are contributing to these as well, just going over categories really quickly. So my average profit for January of 2022 for a bag. So this is, like I said, profit. This is just going to be how much it sold for, taking out how much I paid for it, my cost of goods. My average profit was $66.15. And y'all, part of this is really high because I sold a $400 purse. I'm going to show it to you guys in a minute, the actual items that sold, but this definitely pushed it up. It's a great sell-through rate for me as well. The profit, then my next is sweaters. My average profit is $42 on sweaters, and my sell-through rate there is 13.79%. I will tell you that my sweaters is going to be a lot of liquidation, and you can see that here it's slightly higher slightly higher cost of goods on those sweaters to push that up. And I'm very picky in the sweaters that I do pick up. I don't usually go to the sweater section at the store. So maybe I'll, it's something that I find or at the bins or something if it's a really high price sweater. And then we have my jeans is an average profit of $25 and a sell-through rate of 13%. So this is a profit that's slightly higher, but the sell-through rate is a little bit higher. And I will link a video up above, but I did an analysis of, okay, so my profit's a little bit less on jeans. Should I stop selling them because I'm not making as much money? And I did a time analysis on it basically, and I can take more photos of jeans. I'm very efficient in my process of taking photos of jeans. And I can store more jeans because they're very compact. So while I'm making less profit than some of my other categories, the sell-through rate is there. I can store more of them and I can take them. I can take photos of them very quickly. So for me, it's still worth it to sell it, even though the profit is, slightly lower than some of the other ones. Jackets and coats, average profit $30, sell-through rate is 11%. Shoes, and I will note too, so one other thing to notice on this chart is the bigger the circle, the more items I have of that. So you can see shoes, I have a lot of shoes and my sell-through rate is lower, 9%. This is where I'm probably selling a lot of shoes, but I have a lot available. So I am really trying to be a little bit more mindful of what shoes that I pick up because my sell-through rate is lower. And what to me, so 9% sell-through rate, is that good or bad, Sarah? To me, I compare it to what was my sell-through rate for the month. My sell-through rate for the month was 10%. This is just under that 10%. Not extremely, it's 9%. So just under that 10%, but that's a little bit less than my sell-through rate. So I'm going to be a bit more mindful in the shoes that I'm picking up. However, my profit there is $34. Shoes sell well, but they take up more space, right? So it's something that I have to be mindful of as well. Skirts are $22 for a profit. Sell-through rate is 13%. Pants are 12%. Sell-through rate, profit of $24. Jumpsuits are $23 profit, sell-through rate of 11%. You can see I only have 18 jumpsuits, and this is mainly because I don't like taking photos of them. To be completely honest, I have a hanging wall and I take a photo, but it just they don't turn out great. Swim, this makes sense. 10% sell-through rate, profit of $24. It's February right now. We had the highest COVID rates ever in January, so people weren't really traveling like they probably normally would in the winter months to get away from the cold. Intimate, so this is going to be bras. This is a new category to me. I'm trying it out to learn. So you'll kind of see, hopefully this starts to increase as I learn more about it. My thought with intimates is I will buy them at the bins because they don't weigh a lot. So this is bras, right? Or new tag underwear, which I don't find or buy very often, or vintage. They don't cost much at the bins because they don't weigh much. They are very easy to photograph and they don't take up a lot of space. I don't have a lot of space right now. I am completely maxed out on my space. I work from home. I'm maxed out. So I'm thinking if I can put 2 bras, or for the in the same place of a shoe, right? So storage a shoe, I can probably fit 4 bras there. So yes, I'm only making a profit of $11, but if I can do 4 of those, that's now $40 and a 12% sell-through rate. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you a couple of those that have actually sold, what brands I'm looking at. Accessories is 13% or $13 profit, sell-through rate of 11%. Tops, I don't buy a lot of tops. This is mostly what I'm finding, the random things at the bins or from liquidation pallets, sell-through rate of 10%, profit of $13. So you can kind of see these are my categories. Yours is going to look slightly different, but you know, that profit, is it worth it for me to be buying tops if I'm only making $13 on average? Dresses is down here. Profit is $20. Sell-through rate is 5%. This makes sense. It's cold months, as well as we just came off the highest COVID rates since the pandemic. People weren't wearing dresses in January. So we'll see if that kind of goes up. And then shorts, this makes sense. The profit there is $19. It's not a huge profit, but come the summer months, this sell-through rate tends to go up. They don't take up a lot of space in storing, and it's really easy for me to kind of cruise through and take those photos. So those are the categories. I'd be definitely interested. Your data is going to look different. Let me know down below what your guys' top categories were in January, what your top categories were, what's selling right now for you guys in January. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the top brands. What top brands did I make the most money on in January? And then I will share with you guys what actually sold from these items in January, contributing to these numbers. So let's go ahead and scroll on down. We are looking at brands. So this one is going to be slightly skewed. The graph looks a little funny, and that's 100% because you have this one up here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. And I will show you the actual bag that sold from this. It's a $433 average sale price. It's average sale price because it's only one. This is how much it sold for. 100% sell-through rate because it sold the only one that I had sold. This is a very high-end bag. I obviously don't have a lot of these. It's definitely up there. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you the actual item that sold in a minute. So then we come down here to Helmut Lang, and you know, average sale price of $249. These are from liquidation pallets. So this is new with tags, current. I will show you the actual item that sold here. You know, I had 2 of them and one of them has sold. It was so cute that I contemplated keeping it for myself, but I knew that I could get this $250 price. So I wasn't, I liked it, but I wasn't willing to give up that extra cash flow. And then we have Weekend Maximaria. So if you guys, you know, these are high, the ones that have the high average sale price are high-end designer brands. But you can see I have 2 of those. I had 2 Helmut Lang. I had one of that purse brand, Icy. I'm not going to pronounce it because I'm going to get it wrong. But, you know, I have 2 of them. I am not the type of business that is based on high-end luxury. Not saying that's not a business model that you can have. I don't find it. I don't know a ton about it. I'm not a luxury person. I grew up, I wouldn't say poor, but you know, we had a very tight budget. And to me, like, Abercrombie and Fitch was expensive. Right? Like, I don't know luxury. I'm slowly starting to learn it, but it's also not something that you're finding a lot. So yes, some people make a business off of it. It's not my business model because it you know, it just doesn't work for me. I don't find it, and I don't have enough of it to be making money off of it. Yes, it's great to have those nice big sales in there, but what you're going to see is more of these bread and butter brands that are making me these big monies because I see them all the time and they're easier to find and pick up. So Rag & Bone, again, is a higher end designer brand. You know, most of these are pants. These, again, are from a liquidation palette. You can see I have 6 of them. Not making my business off of them, but I'll show you ones that sold. Now we're getting into the multi brands, common items that I see, and these are making me the money. Bogs. I actually don't find these. You know, I have 5 pairs right now. And, you know, I find them 1 or 2 a month probably, but they sell quickly. You know, 40% sell-through rate, average sale price of $65. Something I want to note when we're looking here, we're looking at average sale price. We're not taking out cost of goods. We're not taking out shipping. We're not taking out fees. So I'll show you guys how much they actually sold for, you know, plus shipping. This number is going to include shipping. And like on eBay, you know, they're heavy. They're snow boots. If you guys don't know, they're snow boots, and they're heavy. So this kind of increases, it kind of skews that average sale price. They're selling between probably around $35, $40 maybe. is what they're selling for, and then shipping on top of it. Mother is a very high-end designer. Jeans is what I'm selling from this brand. These are mostly thrifted items. So these are jeans that I am finding when I'm out and about. You can see I only have 5 of them, so I'm not finding a ton of them, but this is something, 40% sell-through rate, average sale price of $74. This is gonna start getting a little tricky to get to all those bubbles. So once we get a little bit more, I'll just tell you all of the brands, and then we'll move on to items that actually sold. So we're looking at Merrell. Merrell are activewear shoes. I'm in Colorado. If you guys aren't familiar with my channel, I see a lot of activewear brands, Merrell being one of them. If it's in good condition, I pick it up. You can see the average sale price here is $26. So they don't all sell super high. My sell-through rate here, though, is 28%. If you remember, my sell-through rate for January was 10%. So they're not selling for $400, but it's about 3 times my sell-through rate. So they're selling 3 times my sell-through rate. They're selling, and I'm still making $26. Well, they're selling for $26. I'm making a little bit less than that. Banana Republic, y'all. This is a mall brand. I do not pick up everything from Banana Republic. What I like about Banana Republic and J. Crew, that whole line, and a lot of brands do this. If you look at the tag, and I'll show you in one of the photos, but if you look at the tag, it'll tell you the season that it's from. So if it's within the past year or two and it's new with tags, not always new with tags, but that helps, right? If it's in the past year or two, I will pick it up. It's not giving me the biggest average sale price. This has kind of increased a little bit because I think a purse sold, and I'll show you guys in a minute. So it's not giving me but a 27% sell-through rate. If you're buying current Banana Republic, especially their quality stuff like a purse or like silk, linen, these higher quality from that brand, you can make some decent money, and it's probably something that you're seeing a bit more often because it is a common mall brand. These other high-end designer things I don't see as often. And then we're getting to Victoria's Secrets, y'all. So I told you that I was slowly getting into intimates, and one of the biggest brands that I'm picking up from intimates is Victoria's Secrets. Average sale price of $24. So again, I am not looking at making boo-goo bucks on this. It's not a high-end designer. I'm not shooting for a $60 average sale price selling this because that's about what they sell at. Depending on what you're looking at. But that sell-through rate is double what my sell-through rate is for the month, which tells me that it sells. It is selling well, and I'm still learning it. As I'm learning it, if you guys checked out a video a couple months ago, these numbers were lower. As I'm learning what's selling and what to pick up and what people like from this brand, that's going to continue to increase. I will show you what I've learned from Victoria's Secrets and what to pick up from them, what I've noticed. So now this is going to kind of get, Lululemon is in there, average sale price of $37, sell-through rate of 21%, double the sell-through rate. Let's go ahead. Michael Kors. I don't pick up a ton of Michael Kors unless it is bags. And then I have some from Liquidation Palettes as well. Average sale price of $53, sell-through rate of 20%. That's going to be mainly bags. I don't have any actual items to show you. Guys, I sold 250 items last month, so I can't show you everything, but I do have the links to my stores in my bio description, or even I think there's a link on YouTube, and you guys can go take a peek at things that are actually selling. So this is kind of hard for me to go through all these. I'm going to go ahead and just read off the list, and then we'll go ahead and get into actual items that sold. So we have Free People. This is from a Liquidation palette, and I can click on this one because I know what it is, and you can see how I know what it is. It's the biggest bubble. I have the most Free People. So if you were to look at quantity sold, I have the most quantity sold of Free People, but my sell-through rate is the worst on this chart. Yes, it's making me the most money strictly because I have the most of it. And that's telling me that I'm spending the most money on it, right? So I sold 9% of 158 items, which is, about 15 items. That means that I have 140 items that I purchased that have not sold, right? So this is where sell-through rate is so important, because you have to see how many are selling out of how many you have. If you strictly looked at Free People, for me, if you strictly looked at Free People, you would just keep buying more Free People. And I've stopped buying Free People. A lot of this is Liquidation palette. I'll buy it out and about depending. But I don't go gung-ho on Free People because my sell-through rate is actually trash. So this is why sell-through rate is so very important. And then we go to Nike. We have Columbia on there. Michael Kors, Helmut Lang. Hudson is going to be mainly Hudson's going to be all shorts and pants. The sell-through rate for Hudson, I don't know where it is on here. I can tell you that the average sale price for Hudson, and I know because it's going to be in this corner. It's one of my lower average sale prices, one of my lower sell-through rates, but it's jeans and I can cruise through it. Coach's up there. Those are purses, unbranded. That's probably like some vintage stuff that I've picked up. The North Face, Victoria's Secrets, Rag & Bone, Merrell, Mother. Crocs is up there, guys. This is another. I'm not sharing any today. I've shared in past videos, but Crocs is another one. Doesn't sell super high, a lower average sale price, $20, $30, but the sell-through rate is pretty good. Boggs is up there. Sanctuary is up there. Excuse me, guys. That is all liquidation. I don't buy that. That's just things that got sent to me with liquidation that I still have. Banana Republic, Weekend Maximaria, and Lululemon. So now let's get into the fun things. I'm going to show you actual items that sold from these. This is the $433 item that sold. So sometimes this screen doesn't show how much it actually sold for, but it did sell for $433. It was new with tags. These retail at a couple $1,000s. It's kind of this geometric. It is what it is. Okay, so now into the bread and butter. There's a couple, I think I'm going to show Mother on here as well, and the Helmet Lang, but the rest are bread and butter brands. Victoria's Secrets. Things that I'm noticing that are selling, and I will definitely be picking up: prints, sequins, shiny, anything that's a little bit extra, not just a regular bra, and the bigger sizes. A 34 Triple D is a bigger size. Triple D, I think, is the biggest size that Victoria's Secrets gets, and a 30 feet. So it's going to be a smaller band and a bigger cup size, which is going to be a little bit more unique as well. And then I'm also noticing this bombshell. So this is like a push-up. The push-ups tend to definitely sell a little bit better as well. Victoria's Secrets, they sold for $15. So I'm not making huge money. I got these on the bins though, and it has a sell-through rate. I'm making money. It's keeping the algorithm happy, and all of that. So something I'm noticing with the clothing that I'm picking up is this Mean Girl Y2K is definitely what people are looking for. So I think of, if they were to, and Anna, if you're watching this, thanks for all your tips. One of my viewers has told me some tips because she sells a lot. And, she's like, is it sequins? Is it flashy? And is it something that they would wear in Mean Girls, right? Y2K. And so they sold fast too. So it was a pretty quick profit. Again, this is not any of what I just told you. It did sell. It sold a little bit lower than this. I think it sold for like 17. But I was talking with a person and she was like, hey, I have 2 others of these. I really love this sweatshirt. So I'm buying this one as well. So, it's a little different, right? It was in good shape. It has the dog here. I think the back maybe was a little different. It's not like super, super plain, right? And that's kind of what I'm gearing towards. So all of their like super plain things, t-shirts and stuff, I'm not really trying to steer away from. This one I got this at the bins and I was like, okay, the back is lace. And it says Victoria's Secrets here. So yes, it's plain pink, but it's a little different. And this one actually sold for $15. So I did accept a best offer on this. I don't know why it's not showing here. But would I pick this up in the future again? Probably not, because it's a more plain style and it's a B. So it's like a smaller size. But it did sell, right? So it is $15. At the bins, I'd probably pick it up again. So this one, it sold for $16. Guys, we're not talking huge profits here, but this is, depending on where you shop, this might be something that you see a lot. And if you can get your processes to where you are really quick at taking photos and you can, just crank through and have more of a volume seller model where you're selling lower price items, pink may be one of those to look for. So, this has Y2K in it, and then it's glitter, it's sequins, right? So that sold. Not huge dollars, but definitely, things are selling. And then this one, was like new. I didn't put new on it, but it is like new. I may have put that in the description, but it's like this sequency or like an iridescent, and I had these in a couple different sizes. So I put new without tags on it because it wasn't worn. It was in, you could tell, I got at the bins and there was like 4 of them like all together, and 2 of them had tags on them and the other 2 didn't, but they looked like maybe the person tried them on and then didn't end up keeping it. Banana Republic. So like I said, their higher end stuff is going to sell higher, right? So a leather bag is going to sell higher. I had this for a while. And that's something that I want to note too, is let's go back and look at my average days on hand. These things that are selling, let's go up here. These things are selling higher. So these bags are selling higher. I'm going to have higher days on hands for them because people don't have $400 lying around, right? Jeans I'm going to have, or sweaters, and it's the season, right? Sweaters are a 2-month turnaround. Look at this. Intimates is a 30-day turnaround. On average, they're selling for 30 days. I will tell you, and to be cautious and understand your data, I know for me that 30 days, part of it's skewed because I don't have anything from a year ago, right? This is a new category for me. So, I don't have the longevity here for it to kind of make it a longer days on hand, but. And then the other Banana Republic, another purse that sold. I did sell a couple Banana Republic in February, a dress and a pair of shoes with that higher average sale price as well. So, I'm not picking up a pair of pants, trousers. I'm not picking up a shirt, purses, shoes, maybe like if they had like a cashmere sweater or something, I would pick up and it would probably still only sell for $20 or $30. Now let's get into Mother. These are thrifted. The best offer was accepted. I think I accepted an offer for like $50. I mean, the frayed hem definitely helps sell. High rise is something that helps sell 32. So I think these sold quicker. The higher, there's more people are bigger sizes. The average size women's clothing, I think, is like a 12. And so you just have more people that are buying that size. So they're going to sell a little bit quicker. However, I have noticed in designer type brands, the lower sizes sell pretty well as well. But if you look at like the Cut for the Cloth is a jean brand that I sell a lot of. And those bigger sizes definitely sell much quicker. Mother, again, look, you can see distress, jeans. The thing that I like about this as well, no, that's not it. Most jeans are going to have the style number, the color, all of that. And so it's super easy to look up comps when you're shopping and super easy to list because it tells you all of this information, right? So this was a pair of jeans, and these actually, they sold in January. She tried them on, so they don't fit. She sent them back. I relisted them. They sold higher in February. So they're in my January what sold, but they did get sent back. This got sent back. Relisted within 2 days. It sold for $50 again and shipped out. So those of you who are a little nervous about returns on eBay, they sold higher. So I actually made up my shipping that I paid to get them returned with it selling higher, and it sold quickly. If it sold once, someone liked it, it's likely going to sell again, and it's going to increase your sales on eBay. And you also, if you're a top rated seller plus, you get 10% discount on what sells. So there's that too. The Mother, the Outsider, flare jeans are coming back, boot cuts coming back, low rise is coming back. So you guys can see all of that. Flare jeans here, low rise, Y2K. Almost anything that has anything that has a lower rise, boot cut and flared, I'll put Y2K. These are not Y2K. They're not from the 2000s, but they're the 2000s style, if that makes sense. So I'll put that kind of in the title just as a search engine optimization, SEO. Merrell, here's the Merrell shoes. These are kids. Don't discount kids, especially in some of these brands that I'm telling you, if they make it in kids, they're likely also going to sell well. $20.99 plus shipping. And this is, I think these sold a little bit lower because, it's $11 to ship. On Poshmark, I wish people understood shipping a little bit better, because on Poshmark, these would have cost you $7 to ship. So there's that. Another pair of Merrell. These sold for best offer. Again, guys, if you know, let me know. It doesn't say that here, but I do know that they sold for best offer for like $20. High sell-through rate, but, typically speaking, you can have one or the other. If you have a high sell-through rate and a high average sale price, it's going to be a bolo, not really something most people can make a business on. So, this has a high sell-through rate, which I'm fine. I'm making money quickly. I'm selling most of what I'm picking up, and it's selling a little bit lower, but I'm making money. Merrell, again, $24. These are leather Mary Jane shoes with a buckle. Here's some Merrell, again, Mary Jane. These are heels, sold for $30 on Poshmark. Merrell kids shoes sold for $30. You guys will notice that I am showing more eBay, and that's strictly because my eBay sales are higher. I did go more in depth in my video when I looked at all my January numbers, but I'll just show you quickly. I'm at double, if not, yeah, I'm at double the sales on eBay than I was at on Poshmark for the month of January. So that's why you're seeing more eBay sales. Again, Mary Jane's. I mean, you know, I'm looking at that right now. Mary Jane's Comfort. Once the summer comes and hiking season comes a little bit more, you'll start to see more like hiking boots, and they make like summer sandal things. You'll probably start to see a little bit more of those. Bogs. I will always pick up bogs if they're in reasonable condition. Even some of them that are, the next one I'll show you, it had like some cracking on it and they still sold for $30. These are like $120-ish, I think, new with tags at the store. I love them for my kids. So if they're my kid's size, I will always buy them, let them wear them and destroy them, and then maybe resell if they're not completely destroyed. I'm noticing some of these that have, you know, these are like a fox and a rabbit. Those typically sell faster and higher if it's like a highly sought after, design pattern. I've been talking for 30 minutes, guys, so bear with me. So like I said, that price that we were looking at included shipping. A couple of these also were international shipping, which increased the gross number because the shipping international on something this heavy does go higher. These are selling, like I said, between $30 and $40. So these sold for $37 and then, you know, shipping on them as well. So these ones, yeah, you can see, look, you can see in here, and I show pictures of them. They're a little tore up, right? And they still sold for $35. So, I mean, I won't buy them if they're not going to work. So like if there's like a hole in them and they're not going to protect the shoe, or like the inside is destroyed or something, but a little bit of wear, they'll still sell. All right, Rag & Bones. Like I said, these are liquidation palette. I don't find this brand that often. It's a high-end designer. You know, these probably cost like $200, $250 new. These are from a liquidation palette. I am going to note that I am using a stock photo. Stock photos on any platform, whether that you get in trouble or not, but stock photos are illegal to use without permission. Because I bought these from a liquidation palette, I reached out to them and said, hey, these are your photos. Can I use them? And they said, sure. So I am using them with permission. I put that in my description, but you can see the only stock photos that I have are ones that I have permission for. So this was the best offer. I think I accepted $45. Another pair of Rag & Bones, you can see frayed and the flared ankle, sold as well, $62 on Poshmark. And then this is the Helmet Lang. It's so cute. Like, look at that bottom. It's like frayed on the bottom, and it has, yeah, it was great. It took a little while to sell, but it sold for $202 plus shipping. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips on how to make money reselling, or YouTube things that you would like this video, and I will link more how to make money reselling videos here.